everyone, it's Carissa Wiley here for Concord and Ninth. Thanks for joining me today. I'm here to give you an up-close and personal look at the new Berries Boughs Embossing Folder from Concord and Ninth. This embossing folder is sure to be a staple in all of your holiday crafting. It's perfect for adding just that subtle touch of texture to any holiday card. Now, this is a standard or 2D embossing folder, so it is compatible with most any die-cut machine on the market. And you can see that the pattern is actually printed on the front so that you can see what you're going to be left with in the end. This makes for some beautiful texture on cardstock. And I've prepared a few panels here to show you what this looks like embossed on various colors of cardstock. You can see that this is going to add just a little bit of texture. I think holiday greenery is perfect for any holiday card, so it's going to mix with a variety of styles. And keep in mind that with an embossing folder, you can use this panel with the raised area facing up, or you can flip it over and use it as an impressed or debossed image as well. An embossing folder is also a very quick way to take your card to the next level. Pun intended. So let's take a look at how you're going to emboss with this Berries and Boughs embossing folder. Now, I have my die cut machine here. I'm using the Spellbinders Platinum 6, and I have an A2 panel of cardstock. So this is cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This background is the perfect size for an A2 size card. You can see I've lined up my cardstock inside of my embossing folder and then closed it. And for this machine, I have found that the best sandwich is the A platform, the C plate, and then my embossing folder and paper, and then my second C plate, and then run that through the die cutting machine. And you can see I'm left with some gorgeous raised texture on this panel that took me just about maybe 30 seconds to do. Now, to use this with your machine, you're going to follow the directions for embossing with a standard embossing folder. And if you have to adjust your settings, just know that if you're feeling a lot of pressure, you're going to want to stop. Now, this raised texture looks fabulous on its own, but if you want to bump it up another notch, you can use a brayer and some of your coordinating Concord and Ninth ink colors. Here I'm using Juniper, and you can roll a little bit of ink over the top of that texture. Now, I find this works best with a brayer and a light hand. You can see I'm loading my brayer with ink, and then I'm going to just roll over the raised texture with a light hand using my brayer and that Juniper ink. And you can see how those raised areas just come to life. I think this is so beautiful and such a great way to kind of enhance the texture on your background. Now, keep in mind, I've used a darker colored ink here, but you could also use a white pigment ink and give it a snowy look as well. So now that we know all the ways we can use our embossing folder, let's look at a couple of cards that I created using this Berries and Boughs embossing folder. My first card definitely has a more masculine vibe. You can see I've embossed that Berries and Boughs embossing folder onto a panel of striped cardstock that I created with various colors of Concord and Ninth cardstock, and then I rolled over it with a brayer using some white pigment ink. I matted that focal area with a little bit of the brand new champagne metallic cardstock from Concord and Ninth. I absolutely love this stuff. Now, for my second card, I decided to take it a little more to the feminine side, and you can see I have die cut an oval here. That's from the new Nutcracker die set from Concord and Ninth, and I inked over that using some rainforest ink. I also embossed a second panel of white cardstock and used the deboss side all over the card front. So there you have it, 2 cards featuring the new Berries and Boughs embossing folder from Concord and Ninth. This is the perfect way to level up all of your holiday cards, and it's sure to be a staple in your holiday stash this year.